how to remove the inner shell of the frunk to look like this.
Today I'm going to show you how in under 2 minutes you can remove this inner shell of your Cybertruck. A couple things you're going to want to need. You're going to need a 10mm socket, likely some kind of extension. I have a little pointy awl tool, has a real sharp point on the end you're going to likely need. And then some kind of thin pry bar. Doesn't have to be this one, but really any one you have is going to help you pull out a couple different things we need. Depending on what you're trying to do, you may have to take off either only this top section or you have to take off the whole shell. I'll show you the top section first. You're going to have 5 little barbed inserts along the top of this, and it's going to help to have some kind of tool. Again, I'm using this. It's a little grommet removal tool. We're going to need to pry off in these 5 different spots. There's going to be one right here in the middle, and then they're going to be staggered about here and here across the front.
You're then going to go one by one, carefully but forcefully, prying out each barb at the first, second, third, fourth, and then fifth.
You're essentially looking at 5 different pieces of plastic you're going to have to pull out of here in order to get it out. 2 are going to be little slats down on the bed. 1 is the cap of the washer fluid. The 2 are little nuts you're going to have to turn counterclockwise, just a quarter spin in either direction really, to pull out. First I'm going to start with these little plastic nuts here on the corner. So you see here, there's little arrows on both sides. You're going to turn this exactly 90 degrees in either direction so it can stick out. I found it's a little bit easiest to pull out away from you while you're twisting. I'm able to do this by hand, but if you had to, you could use channel lock. So I made that little quarter turn twist, then the whole thing will just kind of pop out. As you can see here, there's little tabs here. You have to line up with the tabs down here to get out.
Then of course to the other side. Quarter turn and pull. And lastly, carefully remove the washer fluid cap. Next, you'll take that little trim tool and pry open the loose cover on the left and the right side. From there, you're gonna grab a 10mm socket and release the bolts 2 at a time. I just needed the socket to break them free, and then I was able to pull the rest out by hand. Again, break the sockets on the left side. Again, remove those last 2 bolts with just your fingers on the left side.
Now that you have this little top plastic part removed, you have to remove 2 more 10mm bolts. You're gonna need a longer, deep well, hollow shaft socket. There'll be one right down through here, another one right down in there. And then over here, I got one down right there.
Very similar to the bottom 4, I use the socket to break them open, and then I can use my fingers still with the socket to remove them fully. Of course, right, and then the one on the left side.
So once you take out the 4 bolts at the bottom, and the 2 in the top, it's ready to pull out. Keeping in mind, do it slowly because you will have one wire over here on the side from your trunk release button you have to release. I like to grab in here right where the little latch is and up top, and I can kind of pull the whole thing loose. Again, keep in mind, there is a wire over here. You have to kind of squeeze in here on this side here, again, where that trunk button is, which I'll show you up close here.
As you zoom in here, you can see the wire harness that we'll have to pull out from the clip on the left. There's a little button you have to push in with this pointy awl tool. There's it out. Here, I'll push in the button and just separate it from the clasp.
Once the wire's unhooked, you can just take the whole shell that's left and remove it.
And there you have it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.